Today I am going to discuss about the precision and recall curve. I am assuming that you all of know about the confusion matrix. If not, please check out my confusion matrix video. I will mention the link in the description that is required to understand the precision and recall. This is the confusion matrix that I have already discussed in my confusion matrix video. So by in this particular confusion matrix, we can calculate the different performance metrics. So for precision and recall curve, right, for the precision and recall curve, we would need two performance metrics. First one is your precision and second one is your recall. So these two metrics we can calculate with the help of this confusion matrix. So how we can calculate the precision? Precision we can calculate how precise you are, right? I create a machine learning classification model. So how precise my model is? So how we can say how precise? My model detected that John is a defaulter. John is a defaulter. So what is the probability we can say that John is a defaulter? We can say precision is 70%. So there is a 70% probability that John could be defaulter, right? 30% he may not be, right? So that is a precision, how precise you are. And the recall is a detection rate. Recall is a detection rate. Detection rate means that in actuality I have 100 defaulters in my system. Okay, so out of 100, how many correct defaulters my model is able to detect? My model is only able to detect 50 defaulters. So what would be the recall? Recall would be 50. My model is only detect out of 100. So will be 50% recall. So that is called a recall and precision. So we use precision and recall to draw the precision recall curve. How do we do that? So for that we use x-axis and y-axis, right? In the x-axis we use recall and y-axis we use precision. So precision formula would be this particular. It means true positive, right? How precise you are, right? True positive and total positive rate. These total positive cases I detected, but these all are correct cases. It means true positive divided by total positive, which are predicted. It means TP plus FP. And recall is a detection rate. It means this is the actual positive cases. And how many correct positive cases my model is able to detect? This one. It means TP divided by total P. It means TP plus FN. So if you see that once the precision and recall is 0, in that case this would be the point. When the recall is high, we can say 1. In that case what would happen? At which case it could be 1. Once the Fn is 0, right, it means true positive, all the cases will be true positive, TP divided by TP. And at this point my precision will be 0, and precision will be 0 once the TP is 0. Once the TP is 0, it means here TP will also be 0. It means precision recall will be 0 at this particular point. And at this point we can say X is 1. It means recall is 1 and precision is 0. This could be possible? No, I think this is not possible, right? We cannot divide FP, the FP 0, then this will be infinite, right? So this would not be possible. This also would not be possible. One case would be possible when X is equal to 1 and Y equal to 1. It means FP is 0 and Fn is 0. It means both the cases, these false positive and false negative will be 0. In that case my model will be best, right? This particular we can say this one. right? This particular line, this is the best model line. We can say this is the precision recall curve in a best scenario, when our model will have the precision recall equal to 1. This is the best model. And the area under this complete area, this is called as your area under the curve for the precision and recall. So this should be as much as high. So this is the precision and recall curve. Now question comes, how we draw the precision and recall, right? So for that we use the different threshold values, as I have discussed in my ROC and AUC curve, that this is the input data, this is the output data. We create a model and predict the bipartite. As you know, in our logistic regression, our output is in the form of probability. So to transform the probability into the classes, we use the threshold. I use 0.5 threshold. So all the value above will be class 1, all the value below this particular threshold will be 0. Same here, I am using 0.6 threshold. So this will be 0 and 0.7. These two will be 0, remaining will be 1, and so on, right? So this way we can calculate the different performance metrics using these threshold values, right? So this way, let's 0.5 I am getting different precision and recall, 0.6 I will get different precision and recall, 0.7 I will get different precision and recall. So by in this particular threshold I can draw this particular graph, recall and precision, right? Might be my graph would be like this, right? So this way we can draw this precision and recall curve. These precision and recall curve we use to check the classification model performance, basically for the imbalanced class. For the imbalanced class means that let's my model has 1000 data set. Out of 1000 I have only 100 positive classes and 9000 negative classes. So there is a imbalanced in the data set. So this type of the data set we can check with the help of precision and recall curve. So this type of the data set you will get mostly in the finance based domain, like insurance, like defaulters, non-defaulters. So that's it from my side for today. I hope you will like this video.